Hello, everyone, and welcome to the New Jersey IDD Youth Transitions Conference. We are thrilled you are taking the time to watch this pre-recording session. This conference is created for youth and young adults who experience an intellectual and/or developmental disability, their caregivers, and the professionals who serve them. We are so grateful to have the chance to share some valuable resources for our community. Our theme this year is Navigating the Hero's Journey. We believe that we all are heroes of our own stories, each with unique challenges to overcome and lessons to learn. However, none of us walk our paths alone. Together, we support each other, witness each other's losses and triumphs, and build a world full of stories worth sharing. We are excited to introduce our next session and our wonderful presenter, Judith Diaz. She will be discussing your growth plan. We are thrilled to have her with us today to share her insights and expertise. Let's give a warm welcome to Miss Judith.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. So we're going to go right into it. So let me share my screen. Oop, hold on. Mix. Okay, here we go. All right. Hello, everyone. And welcome to your growth plan. This is a growth plan that's been in the making since 2018, and I'm so happy and excited to just bring it to you. Take what you need from it and let go what you don't. That's my philosophy behind it. So let me tell you a little bit about myself. My name is Judith Diaz. I'm a personal development consultant, an award-winning author, a teens advocate, an author, a bilingual speaker, the magazine chief and editor for Say It Out Loud magazine, and the CEO of Say It Out Loud Jiji. So anytime you see this logo, it's my art, it's my painting, that would be me. But I want to take a moment, at least 30 seconds, to congratulate yourself for showing up. You accomplished the most difficult step, and it's showing up for yourself. It's saying, I'm here. I want to learn. I want to take information. I want to soak all this in. And that's important because we don't celebrate our wins often, right? We point out anything that it's negative, anything that is not good for us, but we have to celebrate the little wins. So this is your chance. Congratulations to every single one of you. Okay, today we're going to be specifically talking about 10 life-changing programs. Let's go through them. It's knowing who you are, finding and understanding what you want, setting healthy boundaries, working on self-esteem, breaking negative habits, learning how to express yourself, healing your past, letting things go that'll hold you back. Where do I begin? And my favorite, let's just talk. Now, knowing who you are. Knowing who you are, it's pretty much a metaphor. We're going to get to know who we are until our last breath, until the day we die. But the most important part about this program is getting to know who you are today as a person. Sometimes we don't take the time to ask ourselves the questions that we need to, who are influencing our lives, who bringing happiness and joy. So, and that's where this program comes in. I have a couple questions for you. Do you ever feel like most decisions you make are to please others instead of yourself? Do you feel like you don't belong in certain places or occasions? Is it hard for you to make decisions for yourself? Or do people's problem affect you emotionally? These are common questions that is important to ask ourselves, but we also need to know that people influence our decisions and our lives and our emotions, from work, social media, friends, family, you know, here are the most common influences in our lives. Most people don't realize that, they live their life pleasing other people, right? We please our parents, we please our friends, social media, what they like, what's the style, what's trending, but it's important to know, are we making these decisions, to make you happy or to make those happy, these influences happy, you know, do you pay attention to your needs with the same attentions that you do to theirs? So these are important questions that we have to ask ourselves on a daily basis to get to know who we are today, right? Not for the future, not for the past, but for today. What is it that you need? What's bringing happiness to your life? Who are those friends that are supporting you, that are encouraging you, that are hyping you up, or what are these friends that are criticizing you and say you can't do it? These are things that we need to identify to know who we are as a whole for that day, right? So, and if not, disappointment happens, when we start pleasing other people and we don't know and we don't do that same energy or put that same effort in ourselves, we start what comes disappointment, because people, that's what they do. But I want you to take a second, a minute to just reflect right now with you knowing this information, just who you are today. Write down in details how you feel, what's making you happy, what's making you sad, what's getting you frustrated, how how can you make yourself happy? But who are you today? There's no right or wrong answers. Remember, the quality of your life is based on the attention you give it. So you need to give attention to that life. You need to give attention to yourself in order to know. And remember, anytime you're doing any activities that has to do with yourself and how you see yourself, find a quiet place, find somewhere safe where you are safely emotionally, where you could write anything down. So, who are you today? Who are you? But I'm going to tell you one thing you are, and this is for sure. We all are. We are more than a name and a title. Always remember that. No matter what you go through, you are more than a name and a title. Okay. We are all survivors. Okay. We are all surviving something in this world. And I want you to know that you are surviving. You are a survivor. Oh, that makes you a hero already. Okay. And you are a reflection. Okay. So if you surround yourself by negative people, if you surround yourself by those people that have negative things, guess what are you going to reflect? Negative things about yourself. But we're changing this. That's why it's called your growth plan. We're going to make a plan right now. We're going to change that up for you, because your reflection is going to be good and positive, because that's what you are, because you are a survivor. That means you are somebody important in here. And we are the change. We are definitely the change. I am the change. You are the change. And you're going to see. Okay. Remember, the quality of your life is based on the attention you give it. Okay. So remember that quote. Remember that. Okay. We're going to go into finding and understanding what you want. Ooh, this is a tough one, because most of the time we don't know. Even myself as an adult, they used to ask me, what you want to be when you grow up? Like if I had a clue what I wanted to be, right? Like, how are you going to ask me this question? You know what? You don't have to have the answers, but you need to know what could stop you from getting there. Okay. Which is fear. The fear, 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 fear. But the more you know about it, the less power it has. So finding what you want could be challenging, because we change from one day to another. We have different emotions from one day to another, and that's okay. That's the best part about life, that it doesn't matter. If you feel today this way, that's okay. And if tomorrow you feel a different way, that's what knowing who you are is important. And to ask yourself every day, who are you today? Okay. Okay. A good high percentage of humans do not pursue what they want because of fear, and we're going to go into that in a second. And people are afraid of the unknown and change, because why? If we don't know, I don't know what's that about. So I'm going to fear it. I don't know. Right. But the beauty about the unknowing is the gift it could bring behind, fear of failure. What is failure? Let me tell you something about me. My failure are my trophies because I know what not to do next. So, what people call failure and turning it to something negative, I turned it into my trophies. Because you know what? If I didn't happen and I failed, I'm going to put it in quotation, okay? If I failed at it, now I know what not to do. Now I know how to practice, what I need to practice in, what I need to pay more attention to. So, is it really something we need to fear, or is it something that we need to embrace and say, okay, now I know what not to do. Now I know what I need to practice. And that's the whole point about creating your growth plan. We're going to change that mindset into something that is great for you, that works for you. Okay. The fear of discomfort. Have you ever been in a situation, especially speaking situation like I am right now? I used to fear this. It used to make me feel uncomfortable. I was at a point like, oh my God, what are people going to say if I say something wrong, or if I speak, or I don't pronounce it correctly? The discomfort of that. But you know what? It's not. You practice, practice, practice. You keep and own your ownership. Everybody's voice is important. Everybody words are important to someone, but you know who's the most important? It has to be to yourself. So you got to own that, own your discomfort. So why do you have to feel it? Just own it. Okay, I feel uncomfortable, but I'm going to still do it. Why? Because even if I fail at it, I'm going to learn what to do next time. And next time, I'm going to accomplish it. Okay, fear of criticism. I think this world is full of that. But you know what's the best part about it? That you are unique. And what they say has nothing to do with you and everything that has to do with them. So sometimes when we pay attention to what people say about us, we kind of get a story behind of what they're going through. So it has nothing to do with us. It has to do with them. And sometimes if we pay attention a little bit with more detail, we can actually see that maybe they feel discomfort somewhere and they don't feel that they're not successful in some way in their lives, because it has nothing to do with you. All right. Remember that. Write that down. Okay. Fear of the new. When we don't know something, we fear it. I could say this, and a lot of people are going to laugh at this. You know that I fear when I brought not a new car, but I had a new thing, right? A new object. When I started driving, I feared it. I feared the car because it was something new and I didn't want to scratch it and I didn't want to have accidents and I don't want to. So even the simplest thing we could fear, but yet they're new. And then once I got on it, I've been driving for pretty long time. I'm not going to say how long, okay? But a pretty long time. But you see, even the new could be exciting and could work for us. So I don't want you to fear the new. Okay. Setting healthy boundaries. This is a big one. We have good boundaries and we have bad boundaries. We're going to talk about today what they look like and the importance of them. Okay. So saying yes when you want to say no, that's a bad boundary because you're not owning yourself, you're pleasing other people. Okay. It's okay. Don't be hard on yourself. We're just going to learn how to put the good boundaries now on it. Okay. So allowing people to say hurtful things and disrespectful things to avoid conflicts. As anybody is guilty of that, I was, you know, people will say hurtful things and I'll just walk away, just okay, just to avoid that they might argue with me or they might say something. That's a bad boundary. No, we're going to turn that into something positive because who you are and your emotions are important. You are a celebrity in this world, just in case you didn't know it, because everybody's different, everybody's unique. That means that there's not another person in this earth that is like you. So that makes you highly important. Okay. Speaking what you think people want to hear. That's also a bad boundary. Have you ever caught yourself saying, "Oh yeah, yeah," or agreeing with something that people saying? Because I know I did a lot, especially when I was around friends and they, "Oh, look at this person." "Oh yeah, yeah." Even if I didn't even think that way of that person. I thought really that person was nice, kind, and she was rocking it. But you agree with them because you want to be cool. No, that's not cool. You know what's the best is when you say, "I think she's actually cool." Let's turn that into a good boundary. And these are ways and strategies on just how to do that. Feeling guilty about self caring. Sometimes we grow up in households that we feel that, money don't grow on trees. Have you ever heard that? Or, it's really hard out there, you need to appreciate. So we don't do things for ourselves because we feel that we don't deserve it, and feeling guilty, it's not. We all deserve good and healthy things. We're deserving of anything that is good for us. And I also want you to always pay attention to that, because I don't think self-care is spoken about enough. It's okay to relax. It's okay to lay back. It's okay to buy something that makes you feel good about yourself. Okay. Not speaking up for yourself. That's an important one. It's always important to advocate for yourself. Okay. And if you can't do that, then you find someone that you trust, that you feel safe with, to advocate for you. It's important. Your voice has power. And I want you to always own that and always live by that. Your voice has power. And if anybody tells you otherwise, give them my name. Okay. That we'll have a conversation with that. Okay. And these are the good boundaries. Okay. Speaking your truth shall set you free. Who you are, you don't have to apologize for that. You don't ever have to apologize for what you like and who you are. Own it. These are good boundaries. This is good for you. It's going to be healthy for you. Loving yourself first. So before you think of loving anybody else in this world, even your dogs, they're kind of cute and we love them. You need to love yourself first, then the dog, okay? Because I was guilty of that. I love the dog, my cat. I have every animal. I'm an animal person, but I learned how to love myself first, because when I love myself, then I know how to love the right way the animals and everybody around me that is deserving of that love of yours, okay? Allow yourself to heal. And we'll go into the program, which is healing your past, but allowing yourself to heal. And that means allowing yourself to cry when you need to. You don't have to suppress anything in. You could cry if you're in the middle of having coffee, and if you're in the middle of drinking juice, if you're in the middle of anything and you feel that you have to let go of something, you have the right to let it go. That's a good thing. Excuse yourself and just heal. Do that. Laugh, cry. It doesn't matter. These are your emotions. You own them. You own them. So own them. And it's okay. Allow yourself to heal. Okay. Walking away when needed. So if you know you need to walk away from a situation that's not going to serve you any good, it's very important where you set that boundary that you walk away. And it could be respectfully. It doesn't have to be dramatic. It doesn't have to be, just say, excuse me, I need to go right now, and just go. Own that boundary. Okay. Respecting other people's opinion. That's really important. Okay. Just because you don't agree with what they're saying doesn't mean you don't respect it. Okay. Everybody has a voice. Everybody has an opinion. And it's very important for you to allow yourself to respect people and what they say. Once again, they're bad boundaries, but these are good boundaries, okay? And protecting your emotions. Anybody, if you feel that anybody's violating any of your emotions or hurting your emotions, you have the right to set those boundaries that you need, whether it's walking away, whether it's saying that's not nice, or whether it's just walking away from the situation and finding someone safe that you could actually discuss this with, okay? So let's go into the next one, which is working on self-esteem. I always say this is like planting a seed. And the best way I could always describe this, and I'm going to have everyone do this exercise, so you're going to have some homework behind this. Okay. Buy or plant 2 seeds. Have 2 beans and plant them and let them bloom. Okay. Once you let them bloom, talk something nice every day. Talk something nice to one, and then say negative things to the other plant. It has to be 2 plants. And you're going to see with your own eyes the power of what self-esteem means. That means that you need, and it's important to surround yourself with good and positive things. But it begins with you, with what you think about yourself and what you say about yourself. This is really, really important when it comes to self-esteem. Remember that Some of us, even myself, have grown in households where I didn't have that. I was really down talk to everybody. But you know what? I planted a seed in myself and started working on every day saying beautiful things to myself. And those are called affirmations. Whereas I am, it starts with I am. I am beautiful. I am strong. I am amazing. And they're the three affirmations that you need to. And I guarantee you, if you say it every day for a year, you're going to believe it and it's going to change your life incredibly. But like I said, don't believe me. Do it with the plants. If you get the chance to have two plants, talk to the plant and say beautiful things. You're amazing, you're strong, and you're phenomenal. And say three negative things right back to the other one every day. And you're going to see the difference with your eyes on what the power of saying good things to us, to ourselves, and loving ourselves first. Okay. So, how many times have you talked yourself out of something to do or to wear? Where in your head, you had this whole imagination and say, oh, I'm going to put this outfit to go. And then you put it on and say, oh, no, no, I don't like how it looks. No, I'm not going to do it. And you start bad mouthing. These are called negative behavior patterns, right? And you start just negatively saying, no, it doesn't look right. No, it doesn't do that. And that's okay, because one way or another, we're all guilty of that. But knowledge is power. So that means we're going to start learning, what are these? These are negative behavior patterns. And we need to learn how to turn them into something positive. When you're talking to your friends or your family members, have you ever make a mistake and start saying, oh my God, how stupid are I about it? Or like, how clumsy I be? I'm guilty of that. That's called negative behavior patterns. So how can we turn that into something positive? Is being aware of it. It's catching yourself when you're doing that. It's saying, okay, wait, I'm doing this. And now that I'm saying this, and now that you're learning this, the next time you're doing it, you're going to remember me and that. So 90% of the time we live our life in autopilot. That means routine. We have to go to school. We have to do this. Parents got to go to work. So we're always constantly moving and doing everything. So we get comfortable in that mentality. We get comfortable in that world that this is what we're going to do. We're going to stick to this. This is what, and the truth is that we forget that we start building these patterns that sometimes are not serving us for good. Okay. We don't realize that we badmouth ourselves and look for that validation in the process. And I am guilty of that. I remember growing up, I used to say, oh my God, how stupid can I be? And looked at my family to say, okay, I'm waiting for them to say, yeah, to agree with me. And the truth is, no, you're not. We all make mistakes. And what are our mistakes? Our mistakes are our trophies, because we know what to do. We know what not to do next time. Remember that. You have a choice. You have a key, you are the key, and you are the power. Remember that. You have the choice, you have the key, and you have the power. That's also an affirmation that you could work on. Tell yourself every day that. Breaking negative habits go hand in hand with the negative behavior patterns. Okay? So, learning how to express yourself. Okay. This is the fun part. This is one of my favorite programs that I created. Okay. So let's start here. Do not be afraid to express yourself, as you are the keeper to the key of your thoughts and your feelings. You have that power. So you have the key to your thoughts and to your feelings. So let's learn different ways on how to express ourselves by writing. This is one of my favorite. As an author, this is one of my favorite ways to express myself. You could start journaling. You could start writing your emotions down, however you feel in that day. That's why it's called your growth plan. So if there's some things that you're not feeling well, or you're feeling, or good things, because we want to not only write, the bad things that happen to us, we also want to write the good things and celebrate them. And what best way to write them down? Because when we write something down, we write them into existence. Okay. Ooh, art. art. That's why I call myself an artist. One of the best ways I learned how to heal myself, and these are different ways to do it, and to express myself was through art. I turned something that hurt me or something negative inside me and turned it into something beautiful. So now when I see my art or when I see anything that I created, there's a story behind it. Isn't that powerful? I think that is incredible and really powerful when you could create something that has a big emotion behind it and you know that there's a story behind it. And if it has a story, that means that you're leaving a legacy. Okay, music. Oh, who loves music? Who loves, I think everybody in this world loves to dance and music. So let's start listening to positive music, to music that are going to uplift us. Is there do people have certain workout music? I do. When you're feeling blue or you're feeling down, well, you don't want to hear no music that are going to put you down. You want to uplift yourself and put music that is like, this girl is on fire, like something like that. Something's going to give you pumping, this is the winning circle or something like that. So it's the power of music has an expression behind it. And there's no right or wrong way to express yourself. If you want to do it through music, absolutely go through it, especially if you love music. Create music, be an artist in all aspects of it. Dancing, body movement is a way of expressing yourself. Body language. So dancing is another way. Anytime you feel frustrated, and this is where I express myself. If I ever feel frustrated, if I ever feel overwhelmed, I start dancing and just releasing all that frustration and all that anxiety and all that stuff. I just leave it there and just jump up and down. And it's even funny because I have recorded myself. Then later on, here I am from a frustrating person, from a person I'm over here laughing and enjoying myself, seeing myself dancing crazy and putting my hair wild. There's no right or wrong way. It's just the way to express yourself. How about our fashion people out there? Fashion, fashion, fashion. If this is the way you love to express yourself, wear it, own it, and live it. I always say any colors. If you want to be colorful, if you want to be the rainbow, whatever you want to be, express yourself. Do it, own it, wear it, and you will look amazing in it. And verbal. This is the number one common way that we all express ourselves, which is verbally. Remember that behind your voice is power. And this is very important to always know and recognize that your voice is important. How you feel about yourself, it's important. Remember to always express yourself to those who support you, those who are willing to be there for you. Expressing yourself is really important. Healing your past. This is very important. No matter what you go through in life, is important for you to know and identify and surround yourself with your therapist, with your counselors, with anybody you need to express what you need that it's hurting you. That would help you break generational cycles, break toxic relationships, and the most important is not having the answers. It's just knowing what they look like. Okay? Because if you don't heal it, if you don't address it, if you don't talk about it, then later on in the future, it's going to trigger you. Someone kind-hearted to you will say something and trigger you, and you're going to be upset with that person that has no clue what just went on in your emotions, right? That triggered you something negatively. So it's very important to always know that you have the right to let go of anything that it's hurting you inside. Okay. This program is really amazing because you are deserving, and that's the most important part. You need to know that you are deserving of healing. And that's where it begins, okay? It begins our building great relationship, because once you let go of that toxic and that trauma or anything that comes that is negative, that it's holding you back, that it doesn't allow you to get to know who you are. Once you let that go, you start building great relationship, but not with everybody, but with yourself. And that is the plan. That is the key. Remember that. Okay. Letting things go that will hold you back. Okay. And these are people, friends, sometimes family. Okay. We don't like to hear this, but it happens and it's okay. And that's fine. It's okay to feel that way. But these are the top 10 things that will definitely hold you back. Okay. Which is the fear of failure. We spoke about that. Negative self-talk. Remember that? Saying negative things about yourself. And these are things that you need to write down, because once you start identifying them, it's just going to start clicking. And you're going to be like, oh, I think I have negative talk right now. I think I'm having a negative talk. You're going to start identifying these stuff. The lack of self-confidence. Remember, own that. Expressing yourself. We just gave you great examples on how to do that. Procrastination. You're supposed to get up and do things, and you're just like, oh no. Remember, own your life, own what you want, own your dreams, own your gold. You are worthy. You are self. So let's stop procrastinating. Let's start educating. Let's start going for those dreams and those goals that you want. And perfectionism, nobody's perfect. Nothing's perfect. Everything is creative. That's it. That's all we need. That's all we need to have, creativity. We don't need to be perfect, because that doesn't exist. There's no such thing as perfection, okay? If anybody tell you otherwise, tell them to come talk to me, because it's not. We create things that make us happy. Okay. Unhealthy behaviors. We spoke about that. The patterns that are not good for you, the lack of self-awareness. This is really important. The whole point about this program is making you aware of things, people, who, when, and where. Okay. Who's bringing you happiness, who is not, how is this affecting you? How is this not affecting you? These are important things. And that's what self-awareness is about. Remember, them affirmations are important too. Okay. Resistant to change. That goes next. Resistant to change. Sometimes I know it's difficult to make changes, but I'm going to give you a secret. We make changes every day. Every day. You don't brush your teeth the same way you brushed it yesterday. So that means that's called a change. The problem is that we put definition behind big words, big meaning behind simple words, where every day we change. We grow, we sometimes, the older people, we get a white hair, and that's okay. We own it. There's changes, that's for you to laugh for a little bit. Okay. Lack of goal setting. Set your goal. What do you want? At least for the day. Let's not live in the future, and let's not live in the past. At least set your goals on a daily basis, because setting your goals for the future could sometimes be overwhelming, and that could cause anxiety. But we take baby steps. What is your goal for the day? And try to accomplish it. And if you didn't, that's okay. Let's add it to tomorrow. And that's how you work yourself in a good, positive way. That's a solid plan right there. Okay. And negative influence. Who influence you negative? Is it social media? Is it your family? Is it your friends? Is it the places you be in? That's very important to know. Okay. And identify. And finally, oh, this is not finally. Wait, where do I begin? From here is asking yourself all the questions you need. Okay. Who are you? Okay. Finding, understanding what you want. Well, what do you want? What do you need? Now you have the tools that will hold you back. Now you have the answers of things that will block you, right? So you have all the information you need right now. Now it's about asking the questions of what you want, because nobody has the answers for you. Only you have those answers. So let's start asking ourselves, what do you want? What do we want to be for today on a day by day basis? And then once we get that down in pack on a week by week basis, then once we get down that pack, let's turn it into a month, right? And then we go on from there, so on and so on. Okay. And lastly, let's just talk. It's important to surround yourself with those people that are going to allow your voice to be valid. Surround yourself with positive groups and people out there that are going to listen to you and support you. I always say, build a strong foundation. And that doesn't mean family, that means teachers, counselors, who are the coaches, who are the people that are always encouraging you that sometimes get on your nerves because they're always telling you the same thing, but believe in you so much that they do get on your nerves. I like those people because I know that they're vouching for me. So let's just talk to them. Tell them because now you have a plan. Now you know where your growth is going to come because now you have all the tools that you need to know that is going to hold you back. Okay. So let's just talk. That's my favorite program because I love to talk. Okay. And I also want to let everyone know that our free teen coaching program begins 2025. Now I do it individually, but we're going to do group programs. And if you have any questions, this is my email. Always reach out. Feel free to always be yourself. That's what we're all about. My company is called Say It Out Loud for a reason. Say It Out Loud, Jiji is my nickname. And I bring this joy and remember you are important. You matter. You are important to me. And I see you. Thank you for allowing me to be here.
Excellent. Thank you, Judith Diaz, for sharing your valuable insights with us today. We truly appreciate your time and expertise. And thank you to everyone who's taken the time to watch our presentation today. We hope you learned something valuable and feel inspired on your own hero's journey. Please be sure to check out our website for other pre-recordings and resources that we've shared. Your journey doesn't end here, and we're here to support you every step of the way. Thank you again and enjoy the rest of your day.